Welcome everybody, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to make an attempt of redoing this Novak Tach Emulator to get my gauges working in my 2003 Jeep TJ that I installed an LS vortec engine in and couldn't get the dash to work properly. Novak had seen that video and contacted me and sent me the new updated version, which they say should work. This is the old one. If you guys remember, if you watch that video, there's two adjustments where the new one only has one, and you can also see there's like a capacitor in there. They're both slightly different designs, so I'm gonna go ahead, hook this one up and see if it'll work. Well, if you guys have been following along in the video series, I connected the emulator to a Deutsch 6-pin connector, and I just had the wires hanging there, so it's just a matter of removing the 3 wires I connected to an aftermarket tachometer, and the other 2 wires are taped up are my cam and crank sensor wires. So here's the instructions right here. Red 12-volt power, black ground, white is the tach signal. I already got the pull-up resistor. So now we're gonna go to the setup. Mine's an XJ-TJ 2003 4.06 cylinder, uses 61, which will be the 3rd one down, which I am, and I'm already put in and set up, so I'm just gonna connect the wires. Now, for all intents testing purposes, I'm just tying the wires together and then taping them off, just because I don't want to go through all the work of soldering the connections or connecting them and then find out I'm going down the rabbit hole and it's not going to work again. Right off the bat, it plugged in and worked. I just don't have the oil pressure gauge, but wow, look at that. So now I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to switch the jumper, which is set up to run. And now we're going to go back, start it up. Oh yeah, look at that. We're on the money. Well, this makes me very happy it works, so now I'm going to cut the harness down a little bit shorter. I'm going to solder my wires to my Deutsch connection, get it all ready, and hopefully that once I reinstall it for real, I'm not going to have any issues with it. So, heat shrinking the wires, bolting her back up, plug it in the cable. It's the moment of truth. Will this still work? Fingers crossed. This will work. Beauty. Beauty. Now to figure out the oil pressure. Well, I have an aftermarket oil pressure gauge installed, so in order to make this work, I picked up a 1/8 T, and then both senders are going to attach to that T, and that's how I'm going to make it work. So you can see where I got the factory oil pressure teed, and now I'm going to stick the odometer on the top. And there's the odometer oil pressure sender. Should be all good to go now. I should have oil pressure on both. Oh yeah. Oil pressure and tach on both. That is sweet. Well, there you have it. Shut her down. I want to thank Austin from Novak for reaching out, sending me the new updated emulator. As you guys just seen, I plugged it right in. Didn't have to set anything. Started the Jeep. It worked. I already had an aftermarket oil pressure gauge installed, so I just, as you guys seen, put a T in there, ran both senders. Everything works. I can't be more happier. So if you're having issues and you came to this video, it is possible that your emulator might be the old one or the old style, and that's the reason why it's not working. Because I went down the rabbit hole. If you guys had followed the video series on my other channel during this build, I went through numerous times and numerous videos trying to troubleshoot things, testing things. I could not figure it out. I knew I could get it to work, but then as soon as you turn the Jeep off and then restarted it, it didn't. So I couldn't be 100% sure if it was on Novak's end or if it was on my end. But as it turns out, since I got the new one, the problem was definitely the old emulator. So once again, I want to thank you, Novak, for reaching out and sending me the new one. That's very much appreciated. And I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.